Yeah, the hunting and the fishing, it's the blood inside my veins. Through the sun-scorched open fields and the driving autumn rains. It's a passion, it's a freedom, it's the only life I know. Where the river bends and the tall grass grows.
From the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains and broadcasting from their studio in the South Mountains of North Carolina, this is Carolina Outdoor Adventures Podcast, where you can experience outdoor adventures each week. Whether it is hunting, fishing, or anything to do with the great outdoors, we are sure to have a topic to interest you. And now here's your host of the Carolina Outdoor Adventures Podcast, Jim Carr.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of Thursday Night Outdoors. I'm your host, Jim Carr. And in the center right there, co-host Shane Cannon. And our guest this evening is going to be the one and only John Jeffcoat from One Over Outdoors. We've had him on before. We've talked about fishing. And tonight we're going to be talking to John about hunting. And then a little bit later on this evening, probably about the half-hour time there, we will have Derek Marlowe from the Battle Branch Boys back. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to be talking about deer plots. We're going to show you some clips of these guys planting their deer crops, their deer plots, and what they do to bring deer in, what they do to feed deer consistently and keep them on their property for hunting season. Now, I've seen pictures from both John and Derek's trail cameras of what's been going on through the summer. And that's one reason why I wanted to talk about that, because hunting season for you starts next Saturday or this coming Saturday or Sunday or Monday, isn't it?
This Sunday, this Sunday the 15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
so, and ours starts about the 15th, the 14th of September, Shane, somewhere in there.
It'll be the second Saturday in September, yes.
Okay. All right. So it's getting real close. So I thought this was a good opportunity to bring these two guys in and talk to them this evening about what they're doing with their food plots and to show you some of the deer these guys are going to be hunting this year. I guess, John, we want to start by talking to you a little bit about your area you have. I know this is did you hunt this property last year?
No, sir. My dad purchased this farm. We went to look at it in November. I think it was November 15th to be exact. And he purchased it in January.
Okay.
That closing date was the middle of January.
So this is new property for you this year. You're going to be hunting.
Yes, sir.
And,
yes, sir.
Well, it looks to me like you've got some really nice deer down there. It's just some of the pictures that you have. I'll show these pictures here to some of the folks so they can see them. Let's see here if we can bring them up. I'm trying to show them, and they're showing in the background. Well, let me work on that while we're talking. Talk to him for a minute there, Shane. Let me work on this picture problem.
Now, did you have any future knowledge of this property, or was it just something new that you stumbled into?
When my mom passed away, we started looking at property, and we had looked at a place in Branchville, South Carolina, and it just it was a bad deal, so we didn't really look anymore. And we had gone on we had a draw duck hunt. I think it was in November last year. And just looking at that property got the wheels turning in my dad's head again. So we ended up talking to some people Dad went to church with. And he said, hey, they're wanting to sell this land over here. And, it's been in their family for 200 plus years. And my dad ended up knowing the people really well. So ended up working out. He ended up getting it. It's been game managed for 50 years.
Oh, that's great.
So, wow, yeah. That's cool. That really is.
And I'm trophy managed.
I guess I'm going to have to skip the photo if something's going wrong here, and I don't want to have to mess with it during the live stream, but I have to apologize, everybody.
That's okay.
But if you go here's how you find out what John's going to be hunting this year. Go to his YouTube page at One Over Outdoors, his YouTube channel. And if he doesn't have any pictures there, I know he's got a couple of videos that he shows them, but I know if you go to his Facebook page, you have some of your pictures on there, don't you?
Yep, we do.
So,
we have. I can post some pictures after the show of some of the stuff we've had on the community guidelines.
All right, do that. That way, some of the folks can see exactly what you got going on down there. I thought I pre-tested this thing before I ran it tonight, and all I can see the pictures are all there, but they're going behind us. But so this is a new property. Had you researched the property before, or these deer, are these deer that you knew were on the property that you had no clue what you were hunting?
As soon as Dad got it, we went ahead and started with supplemental nutrition. And I think the day he closed on it, I went down there and threw out a bag of corn. That night we had 16 come in. So I was like, okay, now we got something.
Wow. Now, what I'm going to do before I ask that question, I'm going to show the first clip. Now, this first clip we have here, folks, is going to be of when John just went down. It's about 3 minutes long. And I put 2 clips on here for John. And what reason I did that is I wanted you to see what his property was like and what they were doing before they started developing it and planting it. And then I got another clip where it's like about 6 weeks later where you can see the stuff starting to come up, and it's kind of impressive. So let me play this first clip, and we'll come back and we'll talk to John a little bit more about what he's got going on down there. And let's see if I can get yours right and not Derek's first.
Down here at the farm today, putting food plots in. We got one put in yesterday. Got Dad over there on the four-wheeler disking it up. We'll go back to the cultipator here in a little bit. Put some spring mix out. Mix we're planting is a mix of soybeans, iron clay peas, buckwheat. It's got some brown top millet and a few other things in it. But we'll be putting out 100 pounds of seed here, and at the other one we'll be putting out 100 pounds of seed as well, which should. Dad, you got this thing from Tractor Supply, didn't you?
Supply, sure did.
How much was it? It's like 6 something, wasn't it?
650.
It's about 650. I think it weighs 348 pounds. But the reason why you want to do that, a little clip I showed you before, so you can get this firm seed bed. So next he's gonna go behind with the old spreader. But the mix we're running, this stuff right here. So we got soybeans, clay peas, sorghum, brown top millet, and sunflower. This is a good mix. This food plot's about 1.5 acres. I think a bag plants 1 acre. So we are going to put 2 bags out, overseed. Always want to overseed. We will check back with y'all here in a minute. Mix this whole seed up. Sunflower seeds, sorghum, millet, peas. I tell you, it's ought to bring them in some good stuff. Pretty much what we got going on is you want to make sure you get the whole plot covered with that first bag, and then we'll put that other bag in it, probably open it up, do a little overseeding, but then we'll roll over it with the old cultipacker. But as you can see, we got trees coming up, and some of them are probably 7 foot. They were planted 3 years ago, so doing really well. Got a 30-acre Tupelo swamp over there. But yeah, I'm really excited about deer season this year. Dad got this farm this past year. It's a good bit of land. We'll have 3
well, 2 big food plots on it, and then we'll have another food plot down in the swamp where my wife's gonna hunt. But excited to get this stuff done. I'm always, I love the whole prep thing for deer hunting. It's just getting everything ready and
Well, that you look like you had a real good mixture there in the wagon there behind the four-wheeler. When you first went in there, John, I'm sure that wasn't cleared. You had a bunch of trees and brush and stumps and stuff you had to. I guess you probably went in there with a bulldozer or just a big tractor, or how did you clear that property?
That was actually an established plot. Both of them were. They had them planted, I think last year. They had some brassicas in it and some clover as well.
Okay, so you had some of it done. Cool.
Yeah,
good.
like I said, it had been trophy managed for 50 years, and I mean, even the neighbor Dad talked to was like, "Hey, I only shoot 1 deer a year, so you're not gonna shoot everything, are you?" I was like, "Nah." So you don't really, it's kind of one of them things. You let them grow. You definitely want to let them grow there and keep that going on. They've had it going on so long with them growing big deer in that area, and you don't want to mess that up.
Right there, anyways. If you can get your neighbors to have the same mind you do as far as what kind of trophy management you're doing, then it makes a world of difference.
Yeah, there's really no hunting pressure. I mean, across from it's a horse pasture, and I mean, other than the neighbor next to us that shoots 1 deer a year, older man, that's really it. So, conditioning them to the property, getting them used to the property, and keeping them there is key. It's a year-long process.
Okay. Are you going to, is that all you're planting for a food plot? Or are you going to put anything else in? Or do you have any other areas on the property that you're planning on doing something with and to plant for deer?
Well, that particular
I know some guys, I guess, let me elaborate a little more. I know some guys, they will actually plant corn. Some will plant some fruit trees. I don't know if that's something you would do down there in South Carolina.
So it's funny talking about the food plots. We were worried that the hill stand food plot, as you've seen in some pictures, was going to be the one that didn't do well, and that the river stand was, because the soil's moist. You got good water. So we went in and planted that, and we didn't get rain for like 6 weeks. So, everything got burned up except the millet. So the only thing that came up was millet. And man, it was one of them. And the funny thing is, the hill stand food plot, which we thought was going to be junk, hey, why are we wasting our time? It ended up doing great. And so it was one of them things like, well, we need to do something here. And the food plot's big enough. It's probably 110 yards long, 65 wide, I'd like to say. So I told Dad, once the millet was up, what we need to do is we need to go in and overseed some clay peas in. So we did that. Went back 4 days later, peas are 5 inches out the ground. I'm like, oh yes, finally. And the reason why we did that is because the millet was high. And if you plant those clay peas on bare ground, as soon as they come up, as you know, the deer mow them down. But with them being hidden, in the millet, it allows them to get up and get some maturity before the deer find them. Not saying that some of them aren't going to get eaten.
Bo and myself, we planted a food plot up here in the mountain. Been probably 5 years ago, and this place hadn't been 125 years, and we thought this would be perfect, because the deers, when they weren't eating acorns, they were eating rocks, because that's how mountainous it was, so we utilized some of the old skidder trails and planted food plots down the skidder trails. And we planted one that was probably, I would say, 200 feet long by about 10 foot wide, and got it growing. We went back 1 week, and it's coming all up, and it's about yay big, about 2 or 3 inches. We had peas in there, and the same thing as you, all kinds of neat stuff that deer just love to eat. So we left. We come back about a week and a half, 2 weeks later, and the whole 200 yards of food plot was gone. them deer had come in there through the last week, that weekend. We thought we had plenty, but they came in there and they completely wiped out the food plot. There was just nothing.
We have that trouble a lot here with rye patches.
Well, see, the deer didn't wipe out the peas. And so that particular food plot, the reason why we call it the river stand is because the river is about 300 to 400 yards from it. Well, it's normally around 8.5 to 9 foot. Well, it flooded to 12 foot. It flooded 80% of that whole food plot, and just with it being 95, and I'm talking like 6 inches of water in it, and with it being hot, it just, dude, it cooked everything. So we went back today and put corn out, and it's one of them things that, so at this point with that stand and knowing that we have that issue, it's finding things that are water tolerant, and usually clover is, some brassicas are. So we're going to have to go back, and a lot of it's trial and error. We didn't know that the river stand was going to flood like that. Right. But it completely, it wiped out a good 80 to 90% of our peas that we planted that were coming up perfect. So
yeah. Alan Boone's got a question for you, John. Can you see it?
Yeah. I noticed saying feeder. All right. So yes, Alan, we run the feeders year round, and we run supplemental nutrition. I was talking to Jim and Shane about that. We run supplemental nutrition, which is a 16% to 20% protein mix, high fat. And that's just for them to have something to eat in off season. Our season ends January 1st. So we start it then and run it all the way up to, I guess, about a month or so ago. And that's just to provide for them when, the moms drop and stuff's coming in out of season.
So you don't run just corn in your feeders like a lot of guys around here do? No. Okay.
We run like an all stock feed or a high fat, high protein feed.
Yes. Yeah. That works. That stuff works good. The bears love it. I can tell you that now. The bears love it. But
the thing is, you have to mix it with corn. It has to be like a 75-25 or a 50-50, because if you don't, the way those pellets are shaped, it's going to clog your hopper up. And there was times when we go down there and it's a pain in the butt to pour in there, because you have to pour it equal and take a stick and kind of stir it around to get a good mix to it. But the deer seem to like it. They don't really want to eat it by itself. That's why you kind of get them used to it, mixing it with the corn. And then you can kind of wean the corn off a little bit, that 25% mixture, and run more all stock feed in your feeders.
I've done some of that with mine in the past, especially like the high protein. It looks like little brown chunks of rabbit.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Seems like you say, if you don't get it mixed up real good, it'll draw moisture and it'll clog your feeder every time.
Well, that stuff you don't want to pour on the ground. It's not moisture tolerant. It's going to mold.
No, it's not. Mold, and I found that out. Yeah. You got to make sure it's in a good sealed container.
That's right. And then running dicalcium phosphate mixed with trace minerals and crushed trophy rock sites. Right. You're running that year round, not starting that 2 months before deer season, but starting it January 1st, as soon as deer season ends. That way they have something as soon as they lose their antlers. Okay. Now, any of you folks just tuning in, what we're doing tonight is we are having on John Jeffcoat from One Over Outdoors on up first thing here tonight. He's talking about his food plot in South Carolina. Very shortly here, we're going to have Derek Marlowe from the Battle Branch Boys. Sorry, Derek. We're going to have him coming on here pretty soon here in just a short bit. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to compare what John does in South Carolina, and then we're going to go up to Oklahoma, and we're going to find out what Derek does for their food plots out in the central part of the country. Okay, now for the people that are watching us right now, John, I just tuned in. I'm going to start a food plot here next week. Well, first of all, you're going to say, well, if you're doing it in South Carolina, North Carolina, you're doing it a little bit too late. But besides that, what do I need to do, and what time of the year do I need to start my food plot? What time of year first, and then what's the best thing you think there is to plant, and what do I need to do? A lot of it depends on temperature. Normally we'll try to wait till the soil's, getting a little bit warmer. I think we planted that first plot, I think it was like May. I want to say end of April, May, something like that. Soil's starting to warm up the temperature and stuff. So pretty much size is a lot of it. If you're going to plant peas, you need to have a good sized food plot. Otherwise, it's going to get mowed down. Region, kind of know what's in your area, I would say. A lot of people down here, they plant clay peas and soybeans and millet and stuff like that. Clover in the winter, they'll frost seed clover. I know you've probably heard of frost seed and stuff like that. We used to use a 4-wheeler disc cultipacker. You can get a hand spreader. You can get a hand spreader, or Dad's got a pull behind spreader. Agrifab. Well, definitely.
You don't need any heavy duty equipment like somebody might think you do.
No. Like, take for example, when we go plant in September, when we plant our winter plot, we're probably gonna do a no-till plot. I was talking to Dad about that today, and for that, pretty much all he needs is a 4-wheeler, sprayer to kill off what's already there, and a cultipacker.
Now, plant anything like rape or turnips or anything like that, or is that something that don't do well there?
No, that's brassicas and purple top turnips is what we're going to plant. I think my goal for our food plots, this is my goal, but as you know, that can change, and we can get a ton of rain from hurricanes, and as you know, from the river stand flooding. I would like to plant some Austrian winter peas, probably some crimson clover, and probably some chicory. I'll probably do a plot in that, and then the other plot I'll do probably some purple top turnips, some rape, stuff like that, and some clover as well. I try to do 2 different plots is what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah, one, river stand plot's going to be different. That way you give them a little bit something different. And then October, we are ordering 2 hybrid chestnut trees for the upper property and 2 gobbler chestnut trees, which I don't think a lot of people put down here.
Probably
not.
No. I've noticed too, with all of the new different kinds of feeds and seeds they've got out here, is there any certain brand that you normally stick with, or is that something just really don't matter as long as it's good seed?
We have a place down here I go to, and it's pretty much whatever they recommend. I talk with them about what we're trying to do, and the plan for the farm. Hey, we want to do this, this, and this. This is what we want to plant. What's good to plant now? When's it good to plant it? How is it good to plant it? And I kind of go by the guy that runs it's really smart. He knows his stuff. So I let him kind of point us, in that direction as far as what to do. I'm not no pro at food plots. I'm still new to this stuff. This is our first year with the farm. So a lot of it, like I said, is trial and error. Finding, learning the property. Hey, we learned it floods down there. So now we got to learn what can we plant that's water tolerant, because obviously the clay peas aren't, soybeans aren't. So, a lot of it's just is learning, just like people watching this tonight, learning from each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the main thing, learning from each other. I'm not a professional.
I'm
learning from you. I learned from Shane. Whenever we go fishing and hunting and do things like that, you're always learning new tips and new little tricks, that you didn't know. This is just nothing that just keeps on. It's a learning experience. So, well, let's go ahead and play, John, this last clip. Now, this is 6 weeks after the stuff started growing and just before the flood, I guess. So we can take a look and see how good it was doing. And then we'll talk to you for just a little bit longer. Then we're going to bring Garrett Marlowe in, and we'll talk to him for a little bit. Okay.
Sounds good.
Here we go. Let's see. Right.
So what's up, everybody? John with One Over Outdoors, and we're down here at the farm today. So this is going to be a channel update / food plot update and subscriber drawing giveaway update. So my dad purchased this farm earlier this year, and I mean, it's a lot of land. It's been a lot of work to get to where we need it to be for deer season. But I think this year is going to be really good as far as deer hunting goes. So I want to give a channel update to everybody. As you know, I probably cut back a little bit on my fishing videos, and it's pretty much because the 2 days that I have to do fishing videos a week has been cut in half because I'm down here doing work, getting stuff ready for deer season. It's been a lot of work between the food plots, getting stands ready, supplemental feeding, and I'll show you all a few pictures here in a second of some of the animals we got coming in as far as the deer, and I think you'll be pretty impressed with them. That we've got some awesome stuff happening as far as down here between the dove hunting, the duck hunting, the turkey hunting, the deer hunting. I mean, it's really, the hunting videos are really going to shine this year. So we're down here at the hill stand food plot, and I'm going to switch over and show you as you see the stands in the background. I've got to come down here and rewrap that stand. I'll probably come down, I don't know, probably sometime next week, but the food plot is doing better than it did. And I'm going to say better because after we put these in, y'all saw the video, we didn't get any rain. We got rain that following day. It's about to rain right now, as you can see, but we just did not have any rain. So we put all this seed in, and it was like we just hit a major drought here in South Carolina. But all this has come up. We got, looks like peas coming up, soybeans. I'd say it's doing well, wouldn't you, Christian? As you can see up it. But yeah, it's doing well. So the goal for this is to come back, and we'll give this thing about another 3 weeks with the rain we've got. And I'm going to come back with some plot booster, some liquid fertilizer, and we're going to spray over it. So, but yeah, it's not looking bad. It's not where I want it to be or where it needs to be. Hopefully it'll do better. That's for sure. But yeah, hopefully we'll get her on a deer this year. Sorry, gotta watch where I'm walking around in here. All kind of snakes and stuff. My wife's worked really hard to get her hunter education class down, and she's going to try to take her first deer, and she's got some monsters coming in down here, and I'll show you. In the background down in there is a swamp, like 30 acres. So like I told her, I said, you better drop him in the corn pile and drop him where he stands, because down in there is thick, really thick. And I mean, it's moccasin heaven. So, but yeah, hopefully she can get on one. I have a feeling she can. I'm gonna try to get it on camera as well. So, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for deer season. Hopefully it'll be a good one. But if you like this video, hit that like button, share the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so you can win yourself a nice catfish rod and reel or a bass rod and reel. Or if you just want a gift card and the amount of what I was going to spend on it, that's fine too. So, but as always, thanks for watching, and God bless.
That's cool. Now, folks, you need to understand, John's planting in very sandy soil. For those of you who are not familiar with a lot of South Carolina, if you're in the plains area, you're in the flatlands, it's very sandy down there. So his food plot, it's going to take a little longer to grow, and he's going to have to do a whole lot more work and spend a whole lot more time and money on fertilizer, because the soil is not as fertile as it would be with my property or Shane's, where we're up here in the mountains, or even Derek's. I'm sure his property that he has is a whole lot more fertile. So, you didn't see an enormous amount of growth, but it goes to show you, though, but, and I know from the pictures I saw, John, that little bit was drawing deer in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is from that stand you're talking about down to the river is a 300-foot elevation drop. So that's sandy.
Well, I've seen the water at Santee. Now, I don't know if you're familiar down St. Stephen's, down to Arrowhead, where that access is down there. What is that? We're at low water. It's probably about 50, 60 feet down to the diversionary canal, the Santee River.
Oh yeah.
That is, I've seen that when that's been where guys have been up in the trees fishing, in the woods right there when you pull in. So I know when it floods down there, it does some serious flooding. I'm not surprised. That's a lot of water.
Yeah, it's two totally different soil types. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The river stand's not sandy, and then the hill stand is sandy. So it's you got to find the best of both worlds, I guess.
Well, yeah, and we used to do a lot of hunting out around Lexington, South Carolina, Lancaster. So is it Lexington or Lancaster?
Lancaster's in the upstate.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of quail hunting down there at the preserve. And it was the same thing, very, very sandy soil. And it was like awful to just have to, every year you had to spend a lot more time developing that food plot. So I don't envy you as far as that goes. It's just
a lot more money too.
Yeah. All right, John, anything else you like to, we're going to bring in Derek here and let you go. We appreciate you spending a little time with us tonight, and I'm sure some of our audience will. Anything you want to say to the people? We've got this restream, usually brings in a lot of views and stuff here in the next week to come. So make sure you look up John's YouTube channel. It's One Over Outdoors. He's been doing this a little while, and he's got some really interesting things going on, whether it's fishing or whether it's deer hunting. You can tell he's really knowledgeable in deer hunting. So look him up on his channel. He's also got a space on our Roku channel, the Outdoor Adventures channel. So if you like to watch it on the big screen like I do, I don't, a lot of guys like this little phone, and sometimes I just drives me crazy. I can't see what's going on. So I like the big screen, but you can watch them on the Roku channel, on the Outdoor Adventures channel. And don't forget his Facebook page. You can follow him there, and you'll probably see more pictures there from him than you will on any place else. Because if he gets a good deer or gets a good catfish, usually it shows up there pretty fast. But go ahead, John, and if you get something else you'd like to, any new sponsors there that come on?
Picked up Bonetown as a sponsor, Bonetown Catfish Tackle.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He's my planer board sponsor. Great products there.
How do you like them?
Oh, I love them. They're great.
Okay.
They pull so hard. I don't know if you watched the video I shot on them, but
I watched one where you used them a little bit during a tournament.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if you've used them yet on a show. Have you actually used them on a show?
No, like I said, we filmed the other day and we caught some.
How about
good
getting
fish
out there and do one for us, will you?
I plan on it. Trust me. They work great. Trust me, they work great.
Yeah, so. Yeah, they do. All right, John. Well, we'll let you go. Like I said, everybody, check him out. He's got a lot going on. We appreciate you tuning in and giving us a little bit of your time tonight, and we'll have you back in a few more weeks, John.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good work week.
You too, buddy.
All right, man.
Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe to YouTube Carolina Outdoor Adventures TV for all things hunting, fishing, and exciting outdoor videos.